All right, we are here. We are live. John, why don't you use your upstairs? You just told me you haven't been upstairs since Monday, is what
It's
you just
true.
said to me, another human.
That is what I said.
So
My
you just
wife has been abroad,
you just have a
so
whole
I've been on
segment of your
dog
house
duty.
you just don't go into.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's not the largest
What's
house, so upstairs is just
Even
my
more
my
reason
room
to
here.
explore all of it.
Yeah, I feel like if it wasn't the largest house, you would frequent other parts of your smaller house.
Yeah.
I'm on dog duty last week and this week, and my dogs are very suspicious.
Do your
And I
dogs
don't
go
trust
upstairs?
them. Not if we can help it. No.
I'm
But
still not
if they're
following
up
the
there, they're
logic.
just lost to the ether because you can't
Oh, no,
go
they
upstairs, so you have
no,
no
I
idea what's
do
going
go
on up there.
upstairs. I just don't. Why
Not since
am I
Monday.
being attacked right now?
Because you said an absurd thing, and I had to go live to address it.
It's a baptism by fire. Just jump right in.
Like, who?
So I just want to recap. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back.
There is an entire floor of his house he does not visit.
That's
it's not
overselling.
because
I'm pretty
Hold
sure
on,
this
it's
is the
not
plot line
because-
to Jumanji or something.
yeah, it's not because he lives in like a 10,000 square foot home. It's because his house isn't very big. According
Now,
to John.
is
It's
your house
precisely the
haunted?
opposite, yeah. If I say yes, do
Because-
we move on to something else?
No, because then it's a whole nother can of worms. But if you told me like, hey, I don't go upstairs because it's haunted, I'd be like, okay, why?
No.
How is it haunted? It would at least explain
No.
your absurd behavior.
No, I haven't gone upstairs much this week because I've essentially, like, with Meg being gone, I've kind of shrunken the house to more of an apartment feel.
Ooh, so you've become like a
Um,
rat man downstairs, is what you're telling
Pretty
me.
much.
Okay, I'm here for that.
Bedrooms downstairs, kitchens downstairs, living rooms
It's-
downstairs.
It's less
Oh.
weird when you live in your own basement.
Ooh.
Is it?
I feel like
No,
it is.
No,
I feel like-
I can see where John's coming from. There's he has the house to himself. He's like a rat. He burrows and creates a little.
Yeah, I was giving him a pass. I was giving him a pass. I was saying it's less weird.
No.
I thought you said it
this is-
would be less weird if he was in his basement.
I don't live in the basement. That's ground floor, second floor.
So you
He's like, I live
don't
in a
have a
normal home.
basement.
I live in Rutherford County. I'm on a slab.
So you're not in a tornado shelter right now. is what you're telling us.
That is correct.
Dude,
Yes.
Okay.
I
Do
miss.
you have a tornado shelter?
I
Yeah,
miss.
like
our,
I said, I live in Rutherford County. I probably need one.
Yeah.
A while back. When was it? Like 2019 when we would record podcasts at Phil's house. He had like his little studio
Phil?
set up.
I
And
had to.
his house was back up like up a mountain. It felt like in the woods. Like you went through like gravel and woods and felt like you were in like a horror movie, and then all of a sudden it opened up into like 4 random houses on the top of this hill. But because of that, he called his house the house that Alex Jones built, because it was literally a doomsday prepper's house that he bought. Like the guy died and he just bought the house off of like whatever auction market.
So if you buy a house from a doomsday prepper,
Yep.
does it have like a bookshelf door to a hidden room?
Every room felt safe but dangerous at the same time.
See what you
Okay.
did there.
Yeah, like if a bomb went off outside, I think I'd be okay. But being in a house that felt that heavily like fortified felt dangerous. Like I felt like I was gonna get got. Like it was a trap.
It was a cabin in the woods situation.
I remember.
Ooh.
I remember Robbie Stanley came to record with us up there one time, and luckily I had
Wait,
like
Robbie did? When was
yeah,
this?
it was for the sound check forever ago. He did like one episode.
Wow. And he hasn't
He
come
was
back
he
yet.
was a we're trying. But he was on the one episode, and I texted him because like I kind of knew him before that, and I was texting him like, hey, I promise I'm not trying to kill you. I promise it like it's gonna look like it, but I promise you're fine.
I also just realized, and look, people that listen later on are not gonna get the full effect of this, but I realized 2 things quickly in this first what are we in here, like 7 minutes.
Yep.
All 3 of us have hats on backwards,
I'm
Yep.
big at backwards hat guy.
completely unplanned, and it looks like my whiskey barrel behind me has some sort of like UFO glow coming out
your
of it.
whiskey
done
bar-
that light.
If this was a video game and I walked into that room, I would break that whiskey barrel.
It would have loot. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's got loot in
it's
it,
got something in it that
100%.
I want.
Let's be honest though. Like, I feel like I've played enough Legend of Zelda in my life. Like, I don't care if it has loot in it or not. I'm breaking it.
Yeah.
I've always
just
loved
Fortnite.
that aspect of video games where it's like you're just a sociopath walking into like other people's homes and breaking shit,
Yep.
and like they're just allowing you to. Like it's always been the funniest aspect of video games to me. Like you just walk into places and break stuff, and like, oh yeah, that's normal.
Well,
Yeah.
you also murder people. in
Well,
video
yeah.
games.
I mean, it depends
So-
on the video game.
Wow.
It's kind of the premise of video games. Is to
Every
You and I play
video
FIFA
game,
very
Madden
differently,
murder.
Chris.
I mean, have you ever played NFL Blitz?
I have.
Oh, not
I'm
in
pretty
too
sure
long.
you could-
Clearly murdering people.
I'm pretty
Not
sure
in
you could
too
kill
long.
people in that game. At least once they lost the NFL license and they had that weird like blitz the league, I'm pretty sure you could kill somebody.
Yeah. I
I mean,
remember
in-
one of my formative Madden memories was like it had to be like Madden 2000 or Madden 01 on the OG PlayStation. And my entire goal was I
Hold
just
on,
kept
I'm old
doing
enough. I want to know what your OG PlayStation is.
PlayStation
One.
1.
One. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just making
Yep.
sure.
That's
Fool.
fair. It's a fair question.
Full.
And I would just do
PS1
quarterback dive.
or the PlayStation.
The PlayStation, not the PS1, not
Okay.
the weird like portable version they came out with later,
Yeah,
which I wanted, and my parents said absolutely not.
that had the screen that could
Yeah.
attach to the back of it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead,
man,
John.
that'd be nice. But my entire goal was just QB dive until the quarterback gets a concussion. That was it. It was dive, 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 punt.
I for
And I
a
remember I
long
was playing as the
time.
Packers, and Brett Favre got a concussion, and I felt so
So it's your
accomplished.
fault, the way that he is. Yeah. I played for the longest time. Like when I was like little, I would play Madden or like whatever, and I would turn off offsides, and I would take my player on defense and just stand next to the quarterback and just absolutely obliterate him the moment he got the ball. It was the way to play that game as a child.
Why would you not just do that on shotgun
Dude,
snaps and
what-
then take the ball?
Which Madden had Dante Culpepper on it? On the cover.
Oh, 8?
No, that was
No.
because that was that Michael
08
Vick?
was Vince Young.
That was
Or
Vince
the
Young.
03?
It was.
08 was Vince Young for sure.
I know it was before 07 because I had Michael Vick.
If
Which-
only there was a website.
07
in
was
which you
Sean
can-
Alexander.
I thought 07 was Michael Vick. 04
no,
is Michael Vick.
4. Madden 04 is Vic, yeah.
Maybe in 3 or 2. Regardless, whichever one that is. Last time I went home to my parents, I was digging through like the attic or whatever, and I found a bunch of my old games. And one of my discs, it was that Madden with Dante Culpepper on the cover, and it's had a sticker on it that was like property of Showtime Video, please return by X date. Like we just didn't return this video game we rented forever ago, and the place is long out of business. And
Brian, you're the reason Blockbuster failed.
I know it's Showtime Video. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Blockbuster's not my fault. But I
Okay,
showed my
I wasn't-
dad, and he was like, "Are you sure you don't have a warrant for that?" And I was like, I was a child. You would have a warrant for stealing." Like,
yeah.
I wasn't too far off. Madden 06.
06.
okay. Drake, thanks for resubbing, buddy. Love you.
Spreaking? What the
Spreaking. What, you're all right? You gonna make it?
hell? I've only been drinking a little bit. Speaking of Brett Favre, I
Oh, Lord.
completely forgot that he was on Madden 09.
The cover.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like the Super Edition and all that mess.
Yeah. It was
When-
like
That
the
was-
20 years
that was-
of Madden.
Oh, that was when he retired because the cover came out and it was a Packers Brett Favre cover, and then he
Yeah.
unretired and went to the Jets, and they like changed production, so it has a
Yeah.
bunch of like Jets covers.
Ugh.
Yeah,
When do you guys think? I don't know. You maybe still think it's good. When was the last good Madden, in your opinion?
Man, it
Not
has been
great. Not
years.
great. I think the best Madden was 05. But when was the last good Madden?
I am unqualified.
So
I have
here's,
not played a Madden since like 08.
honestly, I'm kind of in the same boat. It's been forever. But the irony is, I actually thought I may pick up Madden again this year.
I haven't tried the new one, but I stuck on Madden for way longer than I should. I think the last Madden that I like legitimately enjoyed was the random year that they did Madden 25 for like the 25th anniversary, but it was like 2011, 12. I can't remember what year it was. That was the last decent one, but every year after that has been so goddamn buggy and just like it just bad. Like unplayable bad at times. Like you'll go and like do like a career mode or whatever, or like a franchise mode, and you'll like load into the game and your coach's front office has like rendered in at midfield. Like it makes no sense how buggy this game is, and I've grown tired of it. That's why I'm like not excited about the new NCAA game if it comes out, because it's just gonna be the same as Madden.
Yeah, we got to hold our breath on that one. The last Madden I played, looking at these covers, I'm pretty sure it was Madden 08 with Vince Young on the cover.
I put
Fun little pop quiz for y'all.
Okay, let's do it.
What is outside of the Madden 22 MVP edition?
Okay.
What is the only other Madden cover to have two players?
It was the one with the
Don't cheat.
I'm not. My eyes are closed. It was the one with what's his fuck from the Steelers and
The one with Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald?
yeah, right?
That was it. What year?
Yeah. 10.
Whatever year they
10
played
it
in the
is.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah.
It's the only other time they've had two.
And they both got cursed.
Yeah, the Madden curse is a thing, right?
It's so real. It's so real.
Yeah, I think this may be the year I jump back on Madden, but I
Yeah,
think
good
I'm
luck.
going to do it. Well, I think I'm just going to do it for some fun streams.
Yeah.
The idea, and I think I actually sent you a text on this a while ago. The idea is I think I'm going to go with the Packers,
Okay.
and
Gross.
I'm going to do a fantasy draft and only do Alabama players.
Ugh.
What's wrong with you?
Why?
Oh, I forgot
Because
you're
why
an
not?
Alabama fan. I
Yeah.
play you this
Yeah,
weekend. I'm gonna get sad.
Enjoy Mac Jones. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's the quarterback you think that I'm going to draft?
Yep.
I mean,
First overall.
I'm sure you'd have a decent
Of
team.
all the options?
Definitely
it'd be a-
not. Definitely
it'd be an
not
incredible
Jalen
team.
Hurts or Tagovailoa. Definitely
Yeah.
neither of them. It's Mac
Yeah.
Jones.
Wait, what's wrong with you?
Or even Bryce?
Oh yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Honestly,
Well, do you know the story? This will really get some people triggered.
Here we go.
Have I told you that I recently went back to being a Packers fan?
No. That's why I was
Yeah.
like confused why you chose the Packers.
Picked
So
a hell of a time for it.
yeah, I picked the worst time possible. So hopefully that gives me some bit of a pass where people don't think I'm trying to be a front runner here. So the way it goes, I was a Packers fan growing up.
Yep.
A weird combination. Yeah, I mean, I was Bulls fan, Cubs fan, Blackhawks fan,
Hates
but then
the
a
Bears.
Packers fan.
Yeah.
But I was not a Bears fan. I was a Packers fan.
Weird.
What?
Yeah, I don't.
Just a weird
I think
little
it's just
guy,
because of Brett
Chris.
Favre. Yeah, that's the only thing I think of is because of Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, and so I think I was a Packers fan all the way up until the Titans got here, or the Tennessee Oilers at the time. I know that's one of
Yeah.
your favorite things to touch on. And so I was like, well, I just made the choices. Like, well, it's our team. I gotta convert. Long story short, I just haven't clicked as a Titans fan. And then I literally before the draft, I text Robbie Stanley,
Yep.
who is also a Packers fan, and
Gross.
my buddy of mine, Matt Wild, who's from Wisconsin and a massive Packers fan.
Gross.
Send him a text. I said, here's the deal I'm going to make with you. If the Titans draft Will Levens, I'm done. I'm done.
What?
I'll come back to the
Not-
Packers. I'm done. Sure
Not-
enough, round 2 they draft him, and I'm like, that's it.
That's round 2 though.
Does not matter.
What if he had been
he just doesn't want to be here for mayonnaise and coffee or whatever the fuck he does.
There's just so many red flags.
Yeah.
And there's just a history of
No, there's only like 2 per half, assuming you win the first
yeah,
one.
right.
Come on.
Yeah, they have routinely the only decision that I've agreed with from a draft standpoint from them was Vince Young.
Yeah.
Ever? The only
Ever-
one you've ever agreed with was Vince Young.
Well, besides Steve McNair, but he was picked before I was a fan.
I feel like they've had some decent
Jake
draft
Locker,
picks
like
in
you
the
thought,
2010s.
he was going to be successful.
No,
Exactly.
absolutely not. But I feel
Malik?
like they've
We thought that was a good pick.
no.
Like what's some other ones we can go through here?
AJ Brown's a pretty good pick.
AJ Brown
Derrick
was a good
Henry
pick.
in the
No,
second
no,
round was
Derrick
a
Henry was
steal.
good pick.
Sorry, maybe I didn't give
Kevin
context.
Byard,
Quarterback.
good pick.
Oh,
Quarterback.
Got you.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, I may have
It's
left
like
that
there's
part
been a
out.
lot of value in weird places.
Yeah, no. I'm just talking about the quarterback. Like they have just it's drove me absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Their
that's
decision
fair.
making.
That's fair.
I mean,
Tannehill is actually one of the better.
yeah, you
They
know,
didn't draft him,
I think
No, he was from
Tannehill gets a
Miami.
bad rap. I think he's decent. He's not a star quarterback by any chance, or by any stretch. But I mean, you're right. That's been the frustrating part about being a Titans fan permanently has been the quarterback situation. And like, I think even Vince Young, like, he got the raw end of the deal, having to deal with Jeff Fisher, and then like he wasn't the most mature person, which is on him. But like, still, like, he was the correct choice and could have been more than he was, and showed the talent he could have been, and it just didn't work out. And since then, quarterback wise, nothing but frustration. Like, I 100% agree with you. I guess Kerry Collins had a
hindsight-
moment, but it wasn't a draft pick.
Yeah, Gary Collins, Hasselback. Like there's been some productive quarterbacks.
Fitzmagic. Didn't we have some Fitzmagic years here?
There was a Fitzmagic magic
what I'm
year
saying.
there. Yeah, it's just that was the nail in the coffin.
Taylor jumped in chat saying, "Where's the COD content?" Taylor, you know what? For you, I will jump straight into this because I'm coming in hot. What do you guys? What's your opinion?
I need to pull up chat. What's up, Taylor?
What is your opinion on Shipment as a map? How do you guys feel about Shipment as a map? Because
I agreed with your take.
let me tell you right now, it is the worst thing to ever happen to Call of Duty. Ever.
100% not.
It ruins the game.
That's a bit strong.
No,
that's a bit
no,
strong. Not the
here's-
worst thing.
It is
Right,
the worst thing that ever happened to Call of Duty.
Here's the problem. The problem is not Shipment. The problem is you get SBMM'd to death
Yeah.
because the spawns are
And you know
bad
what?
and you get fucking tryhards.
And you know what? If
Can I,
I'm
can
on
I swear
if-
here, this is my first time on the show. Can I swear here?
What? Who do you have you met me? Fuckity fuck. Swear all you want. Like,
Do you all know the Phase Jev sound clip where he's like, if I get flashed, or if I flash somebody, it's like a napkin like that.
yeah.
Spawn die. That's a bad
Dude.
Shipment game, but I had like a 60 and 25 Shipment game over the weekend. It's all about lobbies.
I do not mind skill-based matchmaking on normal ass maps. Like on Shoot House, which is still a small kind of compact map, or maps of that similar size, I don't mind it. I can hold my own. I have fun. It's difficult, sure. On Shipment, where you spawn and there's three people looking at you, or you can I've spawned in someone's bullet path. Like they're already shooting, and I spawned. It is the worst thing to ever happen to that game because it just ruins it for me. And like everyone seems to fucking love that map, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
Here's the thing about Shipment and why I think you're probably applying it incorrectly. You don't play Shipment to have a good time.
No.
You play Shipment to level guns and to grind camos. That is it.
Yeah. Look, if you were wanting it to be an actual usable map,
Yeah.
then it has to be something where it's like go back to the old Halo 1 days where it's pistols only, no grenades.
Yeah.
Dude, not
then I
even
could see
not
it
with
being
this
a
new
fun-
pistol,
What,
though. This new pistol's fun.
It is the new pistol's basically a submachine gun.
It's been
right?
several months since I've
No,
played
there's
COD,
a new
actually.
pistol that came out last week.
Oh.
Not the SMG, not the Tech 9. The rate of fire is through the roof and it's a blast to use.
Yeah. But like if we played on Shipment and it was like when I've played Gunfight on Shipment becomes fun because it's 2v2, right?
Oh yeah.
Or like if you do like 4v4 and like it's not overran, like shipment can be fun, but like normal deathmatch, normal basically if you drop into any shipment 24/7 playlist, you're just going to be sad for an hour and a half while you try to get your guns and
What if you did
levels up.
shipment with just fisticuffs?
Oh my gosh, it'd be chaos. What if you
Like,
had Commando
You
Pro
did
on shipment?
flashes, well,
You're legit
flashes and
cross-mapping
fisticuffs. That's it.
Do you remember, John? I don't think you were there. Chris, I know you
Oh,
were.
Lord.
Taylor, I know you were. Do you remember when we got into a gunfight map with like 15 people and played a gun game on like the little tiny like square of
so.
a map? It was
Were
the
those the
most
custom
fun
games that we were doing for a
Yeah,
while?
Probably,
yeah.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
some of the most fun I've ever had. I think
Yeah.
Taylor was crying laughing at one point. I know I was. It was so damn fun. Like that's the enjoyment I get out of Call of Duty. But like normal shipment 24/7, I cannot stand it. I complain the
Right.
entire time. The entire time.
Brian, I have a secret for you about shipment and how to make it bearable.
Lighting is driving me nuts still, by the way. I can't. Anyways, go ahead.
The secret is you have a friend who's bad at the game, but you really enjoy hanging out with.
Okay.
And then you play shipment with them and you get they drag your SBMM
dude,
down.
so we kind of do that. Me and my friend group that play. Whenever we do play multiplayer, it's rare, but when we do, we look at whoever has the worst KD ratio and then we have them host.
I don't think it matters if they host because like I'll play with Stukes a decent amount.
Yeah.
And he's
wow.
I mean
Call out Stukes.
hard carry. No, he's so much better than me.
Does Stukes know this? Because he
Stukes
knows
equals
now.
bad.
No,
Does
no,
he
he's
know
so,
that
no,
he's a carry?
he's carrying me. Like I'm in the
Oh, okay.
backpack.
No,
in
I'm
the
gonna
backpack
twist
like
this
Yoda
to
from
make.
Empire Strikes Back.
It really sounded like you were just saying he's dog water.
No, I am.
Forced to
I
drink
am.
it every single time we play.
No, I am, and he comes down to my lobbies and he just destroys everybody. And
John's
then
like,
I
I've got a big
have other
board.
friends like that.
I've got a
So,
big board
Before we get
of
too far past
Stukes.
it, I do want to point out that Taylor put fist to cuffs instead of fisticuffs in the chat. Okay, now let's move on from that.
I mean, you could put your fist to cuffs.
Yeah, true.
Fisticuffs.
Just punch people in the wrist.
We were talking about it beforehand. Hold on, before we get going. I am curious if anyone else, either in the chat or in the podcast later, I don't know how we're going to know this, what you're drinking on when you're listening to it.
Just scream into your Spotify app and we'll hear it. We'll know.
This is not a sponsored thing. I'm drinking a little Starlight.
Ooh.
Pretty good stuff. Get some for you.
Bye, Taylor.
You brown water nerds. I get some peanuts, like the kind you get at like a baseball.
Oh, you doing like the
baseball park.
peanuts and Coca-Cola kind of thing? Are you putting it in the?
with
No,
the
surely
what?
not.
Jonesy.
No, you don't put.
I spaced out. I was reading chat. I thought you said you put peanuts in the whiskey.
No,
That's what I heard. Brian, why
No, I
aren't
get
we
like a-
twisting this too? I mean, you're
John,
attacking me about not coming
Peanuts.
upstairs.
but
Just
that's a
letting
little.
him.
That's fair.
You're
but-
letting him put peanuts in his whiskey.
yeah, but he quickly explained it.
You wouldn't let me quickly explain it.
Be better at explaining.
Okay.
I actually about it this time a year ago, introduced someone to peanuts in Coca-Cola.
Gross. It's a southern thing I cannot get behind.
It's so good.
It just feels
Okay.
wrong.
You feel wrong.
Oh.
Got him.
Dude, but you know what I wish we kind of started to put together, but we never did. I know we did the private lobbies and like the private Warzone lobbies that got kind of cracked. I wish we would have been able to do more of the like multiplayer ranked stuff where I was like messing around with like the what's it called? Like the Codcaster camera or whatever.
Yeah.
That the couple streams you did that was fun. I would honestly like to do more multiplayer streams like that.
We actually
see.
did those in Warzone,
No, we didn't. Well,
weren't they?
did we? No,
we
I think
did some in Warzone, but before I got kind of onboarded to all of this, you all had like full on leagues of shit.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we had full on like Rocket League leagues. It's a mouthful and like FIFA leagues, but I'm talking about like we were trying to do that with Call of Duty multiplayer stuff, and I don't think we ever really did. But we did have
Yeah,
we had like Warzone nights that we streamed, but it was more so like I was just streaming like what I was doing, and then when I died,
Yeah.
we would just watch people as it went. Like it wasn't like I wasn't like commentary on top of it or anything.
Yeah.
the challenge there is just it's like everything, it's consistency.
Well, it's not even
Right.
yeah, it is. But with specifically the Warzone stuff, like people that we didn't know somehow ended up getting in, or like no one knew,
Oh,
and then they
man.
were definitely 100% cheating. So everyone just kind of got like burned out on it.
So funny
Yeah.
story about that.
Chris
that
had hacks.
Yeah, had wall hacks and no. So I got in with that group and started. It turns out some of those guys were through someone that I knew, and that's how that kind of came to be, where they got in our lobby.
Yeah.
And so played with them. I don't know, for like a year, just off and on.
Okay.
Maybe a few months ago, the guy that I actually knew, his name was Jordan. He was like, "Hey, you remember such and such?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That was really good." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "He got banned for hacking," and I was like,
yes,
No.
just
of course he did.
okay,
Surely
"Of
justified.
course
not.
he did." Yeah,
just-
shocker.
Because
Oh,
he just had a better
no.
gamer chair than us.
It it was really funny because like everyone in like because we had stream going at the same time, so everyone in stream there was like 20 people all complaining about it, and then the moment the game ended, it was just like an eruption of people yelling at them in like the audio chat. It was beautiful. Like I was annoyed. I wanted them to stop doing what they were doing, but the eruption was hilarious.
It's one of the few times in a private match, private lobby, you had the toxic
Oh,
chat
yeah.
from Warzone 2,
Yeah.
which doesn't happen without the racist slurs.
Yeah, of course. I am
I
100%
have not-
down to do Call of Duty stuff again. Probably not Warzone multiplayer though. I'd be down.
At this point, we're pivoting just straight to 3, though, right? We're not going to do anything Modern Warfare 2.
Well,
When does 3 come
what's
out?
this?
3 comes out
I don't
in
know.
like October.
Okay.
It's this year.
Yeah.
I am really behind this year on video games. Period. I was playing some Marvel Snap, which is actually kind of fun. If you haven't played,
I heard a lot about that. I
Um,
have no idea what it is. I've heard a lot of people talk about it.
I actually did a stream one night just for the heck of it.
I think I remember you saying that.
Yeah, it's a fun game. But anyways, what I was gonna go with is, what is this? Is it Starfield?
Oh, yeah.
What is
Starfield.
this?
So
what's
do you know Bethesda, the developer?
Yes.
So they have, Elder Scrolls kind of in that fantasy
Yeah.
era. They have Fallout in that post-apocalyptic kind of world. Starfield is a Bethesda RPG in space.
Okay, so it's not a multiplayer type scenario.
No.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
as
probably
far as I'm
be into it,
aware, it's
though.
exclusively single player.
Is it
Those games have a place and they're beautiful. They're just not for me. If I
agree.
play, I want to play with other people.
is
Yeah,
it the kind of game where you can romance aliens and bang aliens? Because I feel like that's the kind of game.
I mean, how are you with D&D, Brian?
I do enjoy D. I haven't played in a while, and
Okay,
I've been in a few
'cause
campaigns.
Baldur's Gate 3 also just came out, and
Yeah.
you want to talk about romancing as a
But are
option.
there aliens, and can you bang them?
I mean, there's so many different species.
Just go to
There-
a cosplay thing or Comic Con
Brian.
or
No,
something.
I
you
don't
weirdo.
want to
Dragon
do it.
Con.
Theoretically, for other
Yeah,
people,
You would be your character.
we're
doing
here.
It, so
We're here to inform the people if they can
Yeah.
or cannot bang the aliens in the game.
Bro, He's
calm down,
asking
you
for a friend.
furry.
He's asking for a friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Brian's like, I just got this new outfit in
Oh,
with
man.
strategic holes.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh, more than
That
one.
may actually, you
That's
know
pretty
what?
cool.
That may be my new fantasy football team name.
Strategic
now that I think
holes.
about it. Strategic holes.
I was
It
about to
works.
say that
If you
sounds like
think
a really
about it.
good like Midwest emo band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it actually does work.
It does.
My new band name from the past couple of years is still Supply Chain Disruption.
I mean, it's good.
I feel like that's a pretty good-
it's no whatever holes, but
It's not good. It's not better than the name that you can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strategic
You
holes.
didn't get
I got it. It came back.
you didn't get my reference there. I was like, it's a Canadian band.
Oh, I didn't hear your
Hmm.
reference.
Those are the Truckers and okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, you tried. You
Didn't
you
land.
almost had it. You almost got
No,
there.
it didn't land.
It landed just nowhere near either of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Wildly off topic. Honestly, I don't remember what we were talking about before
How
Call of
can
Duty.
be off topic?
This
How can you be off topic if there's no topic?
I'll find
this
a fucking
whole
way.
thing is not out of topic.
I'll
Yeah.
find a way, man. I will find a way.
If you want, you can't handle a topic.
I
Okay.
can't. So, you know
You
what?
need me on that topic.
You know what annoys the piss out of me? When people
If I were to pull up Crab Rave on my phone and hold it into the microphone,
No, that'd be sick. I'd like that. Have you seen like TikToks or Instagram Reels or whatever where people
Yes.
will steal someone else's content? Shut the
Says
fuck
yes.
up. They'll steal someone else's content and then green screen themselves in front of it, say nothing, and just kind of point or like sit there or like kind of chuckle to themselves, but you can't hear them. And it's legitimately
This happened to you.
they just no, it's not happened to me yet, but it will eventually probably. But they just straight
Yeah.
up steal people's content and like they're like a reaction channel, but there's no react like they're just
Yeah.
in front of it. I'm gonna scream if I see another one of those, and like I'll get sent some every now and again. I'm like, fuck these people, fuck you. You just straight up stole content.
yeah,
You mentioned reaction. Sorry, but I kind of want to start doing reacting videos on TikTok.
What? Here's
They
the
seem
thing
fun.
though. Here's the thing though. There's a difference. You can react and like add something to it. You know, like you
Mhm.
can like there's
It
streamers
would
that
just
do
be my
this.
reation.
No,
That would be the
yeah.
only thing I'm contributing to
Well, I
the
say
video.
there's streamers that do this where like, and I've done this on stream before, where like you're playing something, but you're actively talking about what's going on. Like
Yeah,
you'll pause
yeah.
it, you'll put your input, you'll like whatever, and then you'll play and go. Literally, what I'm talking about, like pretend there's content right here. This is the person.
hmm Yeah.
okay.
And then the video ends, and then the video's done. And it's like, what the
So
fuck?
So in your mind, Brian, is it better or worse when somebody like duets the video and they don't green screen over it, but it's them just like nodding along if the person makes a good point or like laughing when the
At-
joke comes?
At
Like,
least
is that better or worse?
At least it's not much better, but at least if they duet it or stitch it or whatever, the other person gets credit. Like, because when you do it, it shows like at the bottom, like you can click the name to the original video, and those
Right.
views still count into their view count. Cool.
Okay.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Annoying. I hate it. Stop doing it. But at least you're not like a piece of shit.
What? Okay. So what about on X? I'm
No, it's
triggering
Twitter.
Brian
No,
right now.
no,
I'm triggering Brian right now.
nah, dude.
What about on X?
Mm. X to the Z exhibits, the
Yeah,
only
if
X I
you-
know, Chris. Pimp my ride, baby.
If you
If-
keep calling it X, he gon' give it to you.
Oh, well done. Well done. Well done. As long as we end with a prayer at the end, right?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
So when people tweet or quote retweet
Yeah.
and the retweet gets more likes than the original, is that equivalent to what you just described on TikTok?
If they it sucks. It's
So like
annoying.
if I put something out there and Barstool retweets it,
Yeah.
and millions of people, 100,000
So-
people like Barstool's retweet, but I
So-
only get 10,000 on mine.
I have that bone. Like I ESPN does that shit all the time, and it pisses me off. What ESPN does is they take like a screenshot of a tweet, and then they put the attribution in the screenshot, so you
Oh,
can't actually
yeah.
go directly
Yeah.
to the original profile. And I hate that shit.
I think as
Like-
long as people are properly credited, and then like in the situation where like say you tweet something and Barstool, ESPN, whatever, a big account comes along and they quote
Mhm.
tweet it, you're still getting the numbers from people viewing your tweet.
Mhm.
You may not have, as many retweets, but like people are still seeing your account and they can still click through and go to your
The
account.
engagement number is still there.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Where like if you like John said, you take a screenshot of something and then you post a screenshot of the tweet and it's not like via whoever at the bottom or you tag them in the photo, like the littlest thing can go a long way there. I think where I draw a line there, what?
I didn't know if you were gonna hear that. It was really loud. Me moving my.
Oh no, I
my
didn't hear it at
microphone.
all.
Okay.
But where I like draw the line there, where like I no longer care, is if like John, if you were to like take a screenshot of like a tweet from Disney and then post it, that's fine. It's Disney. I don't care.
That's fair. Yeah.
I don't care. They could buy me 7 times over. It's fine. Like
Oh, only 7.
me, not my opinion. Like me as a person on the black market.
That's what I mean. Only 7.
Yeah, it's fine. 700.
How about you got
1,000.
like healthy organs and
Yeah,
shit.
right. But like when people are like literally just taking another creator's content, or like not even a creator, like someone who posted like a TikTok or whatever and it's going viral, and they add nothing to it.
Yep. And they just take it.
Fucking hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's kind of the way we've danced around it since you started the topic. Is there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So just don't do it the wrong way.
Yeah. You guys ready
Does-
for a complete left turn?
Yes.
What fruit can you
Good
throw?
thing I'm a NASCAR guy.
What?
Huh?
Yay! What fruit can you throw the furthest? What is the
Ooh.
optimal fruit for throwing?
Kiwi.
Gotta be an apple.
I'm-
No,
I'm-
Kiwi.
kiwi's too small.
Smaller.
But like, I feel like kiwi. Yeah, kiwi is like light, but it's too small. Like, I won't get
Too
like
small.
the same oomph.
It has a thick enough skin though that it's not gonna just like rip apart when
like,
you throw it. I feel like
the-
a lot of small fruits you're
Well,
gonna worry about
but like
that.
the aerodynamics of an apple is probably better than a fuzzy kiwi, right?
Kiwis are round. What do you mean?
Okay,
It's-
orange.
but it's got drag. You got drag from the little furry guys.
I personally think an
I've said
avocado,
furry. We have furry count in this
fruit or
podcast. I've said
vegetable?
furry 3 times.
fruit or vegetable. Let me be clear.
If you say it more times, we summon. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
But I personally think, like, I know it's misshapen, but like the density of an avocado, I could chuck that bitch so far.
Oh, it always comes back to
I
an
would-
avocado.
I would
with this
argue the
guy.
avocado is too heavy. That it's gonna
Yeah.
gonna hit the ground faster than something like an orange or an apple, where it's
I
gonna
would say
be a
orange or
little
apple to me is a
lighter in the
no-brainer.
core.
Yeah,
I
because they're light, but they're still like solid.
This is
I
just
feel like
what
there's some obscure fruit that we're just completely forgetting about. We have tomato in chat, someone who's just really trying to.
like
Right.
they're,
It's too soft.
they're-
Tomato, when you go to throw it, you could like your fingers could squish it a little bit. Yeah,
It's light, round,
banana
and
is
smooth.
like throwing a knife, but it's aerodynamic.
It's like
I'd
if you
argue
threw
it's
a
more like a
knife, but that-
boomerang.
It's like if you threw a knife, but that knife was round. Like it's banana would be like throwing a bop it.
I want a knife now that is like, it's in a case that looks like a banana, and you just like unsheath it, and it's like a little mini like sword knife
it's a
inside of the
karambit.
banana. Yeah.
No, it's a karambit. That's what that would be.
Oh, that's fucking
A what?
funny. This is just how my brain works. I feel like we need to do a podcast one week where like I just write
ADHD
down
thoughts with
all of
Brian.
these questions and we just discuss. Like I just send a list to you guys and we just go point by point.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I didn't have time to get around to it, but one thing I was gonna do was, you saw the big deal announced for Bosa,
Right.
Yeah.
and then put the tweet out about like the breakdown of this is per year,
Yep.
per season, per
The
game.
breakdown.
per-
The breakdown hurt me inside. I want you to know that.
yeah, it's like $554 a second that
So
he's
much
playing.
money.
That's a lot of chicken teriyaki subs from Subway. That's a
So
lot.
You're not wrong.
your text sparked. I was like, man, I really want to go through and just think of obscure things of like, this is how many Bojangle family boxes he could buy,
This is
this is how many.
Taco Bell bean burritos
I'm-
he could
yeah,
purchase.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure like franchise rights to like a Culver's is like $100,000. This guy could have so many Culvers. He could be a Culver's
No, he's
kingpin.
on the West Coast though. He's doing In and Out, and we hate him for it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
God,
but
yeah,
still,
like
like
how many monster fries or whatever the
Yeah.
hell they call it.
he could he
I
could
think
just
they
print
call it doggy
infinite
style.
money.
Animal monster animal.
It's animal style.
It's animal style.
Yeah,
I was just being a douche and
regardless,
calling it doggy style.
it's. Um,
we're not going to dig further into that.
Hey, no digging.
We might have to
Um,
back up if we dig too far.
On that note, I'm gonna touch up my bourbon here.
Oh shit. I think I'm gonna do that
Oh.
from this point until next week. I'm just gonna in my phone put all of my like ADHD brain thoughts just like into the notes, and without like I'll describe them how I describe them, and then give you guys the list, and you just have to decipher it.
H-Man in chat, he goes, how many PetSmart ferrets can Nick Bosa buy?
Dude, he could have an
I'm so-
army. He could overthrow a city government with how many ferrets he could buy.
Like next season, imagine he walks into game 1 next season, and he just has this army of ferrets walking in front of him. Like, man, what is wrong?
So it's like, would you rather have $170 million or 17 million ferrets?
Ooh.
Can I pay for this house and ferrets? I have 17 million.
Think
Here-
about the
here's a-
world
here's a paper
domination with
box of
17
ferrets.
ferrets.
John,
Yeah.
I'm trying to buy your car. How many
Okay.
ferrets until you give me the car?
Ooh.
Either from it equals the worth, or you're just tired of me putting all these ferrets in front of you. Because I do have them all, and they are all getting
mean-
placed in front of you.
I feel like at some point it becomes more, I'm tired of you putting them in front of me, and you're going to end up getting a really
Just take
good
the
deal.
car.
What's the
Yeah.
Kelly Blue Book value of a ferret?
I don't know
Or
if
you
a
just
Kelly
create a
Blue
new
Book makes
category of
ferrets.
this
Yeah.
car is 24,000 ferrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are we not bringing back the barter economy? I asked somebody that earlier today.
I feel like you
why
could
can't why can't we pay somebody in Taco Bell bean burritos?
look. I'm
Like,
giving you these
thank you
ferrets,
for-
and you can resell them for $5. I think 20,000 ferrets is a good price. You know, I think you're getting a good value, and
I
I,
mean,
have
if
fewer
you've got-
ferrets.
what
if you've
would I
got
do with
male and female
20,000?
ferrets, think
That's
of the
infinite
babies.
ferrets.
Just saying.
You can start your own country with how
If
many
you have
ferrets
a male
you
and a
have.
female, you have infinite. You don't need 20,000 to have infinite. You need 2.
Yeah, but imagine.
All right, Adam and Eve.
Hey, I'm going to blow your mind here. Some infinities are bigger than other infinities. Yes, 2 ferrets can create infinite ferrets, but if you have 4 ferrets, that's even more infinite ferrets.
All right, Ryan. What weighs more, a ton of feathers or a ton of bricks?
The same.
Don't fall for it.
The same.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
That
You get to
no,
the
we're
same-
gonna get. There are bigger infinities than some infinities,
not-
and it's a
That's
thing.
not how infinity works.
I don't
Okay,
think you
hold
know
on.
how
No,
infinity
no.
works.
No, I do. So
Okay. I can't
Okay.
wait to hit the record button. I
okay,
can't wait to hear this.
so
All right.
I hope you already
Explain
did.
to
Shit.
me. Explain to me how
hold on.
one infinity is
Hold
bigger
on.
than the other
hold
infinity.
on. So you have
Please.
0,
It's
right?
It's the beyond. So you have
You-
2 infinity, and then you have beyond.
So from 0 up, there's infinite numbers, right? So
Okay.
you have 0, then you do 0.1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to infinite, right? There's infinite numbers, so 0 point infinite numbers. Well,
Yep.
there's a 1, right? So in between 0 and 1, there's infinite numbers. But from 0, 1, 2 up, there's even more infinite numbers with infinite numbers in between each of the infinite numbers. Therefore, the bigger one is full of the little infinite numbers and the big infinite numbers. So more infinite.
There's one infinity.
We're
it is
talking
all
about the
encompassing.
end. We're not talking about the beginning.
There's just the one
So
just-
between 0 and 1, right?
is the same as between 1 and 2. They're not different.
No, they're
They
not.
are
No,
all
no, no.
part of-
This-
They're all part of negative infinity
You're
to
correct.
positive infinity.
between 0 and
He's
1
saying
is the
because
same.
you- all of
jump
them.
start. Yeah,
But-
he's saying because you jump start with 24,000 or 17 million ferrets,
no,
that the
it's the same.
infinite.
You have 1 ferret and 2 ferrets.
It's the same.
I love that this is where we're going with this. What about hot dogs? Are there 2 different infinities for hot dogs?
No, because hot dogs cannot reproduce. But we're no longer talking about ferrets. You have 0,
Maybe in
1,
your
2, 3,
universe.
4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
right? There's infinite numbers in that first thing, right? The infinite numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to forever. In between each of those numbers, there's decimal points. Well, if you do 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that has to go to the end of numbers before it becomes 1. Therefore, there are more decimal points infinitely than there are normal numbers.
No. Do you understand the concept of infinity?
Yes,
It's that it does not end.
exactly.
It just goes. So there is no like they're functionally the same.
Do we know anybody with like a PhD in math?
Probably.
Get 'em
no,
on.
because they would not be friends with me.
I am correct.
They would
There
probably
are
friends with
some
me, and that's
infinities
upsetting.
bigger than other infinities.
And they also would want nothing to do with this conversation.
No, they would
Right.
not,
No,
because
I'm-
we would bring
I'm
it
not
back to
saying-
ferrets and they would just turn their camera off.
So H-Man's point is you approach infinity quicker with more starting ferrets. Obviously. That's not the
I
point
think that's
Brian
what
is
Brian was
arguing.
trying to say.
I've shifted
No, he-
on
Brian-
to math
Yeah.
theory.
Brian is arguing that some infinities are bigger than others, and
Correct.
that is
That's the part
factually
that lost me.
incorrect.
If he would have
Yeah.
said, if you said, look, when you jumpstart from 24 million instead of 0, yes,
Yeah, you get there faster, obviously.
you get there faster.
Oh yeah,
But
I've
but it's still infinity.
evolved past the need for ferrets, Chris.
Okay.
I've
Uh-huh.
evolved past the need for ferrets and
He's
Bosa.
gone to meerkats.
Well, in our world, you're going to be broke then. So I hope you're happy.
I'll be infinite
If you
amount
don't
of
need
broke.
ferrets.
Yeah,
Why does it look like you have like a Sharpie and you've been doing math on a whiteboard?
I'm literally holding a pen.
Like-
I'm just fidgeting as I do intense math theory. I'm correct, and I will be proven correct. There's got to be like a mathematician on Fiverr that I can be like, hey, let's do this. Like, let me give you $40. Come prove me correct mathematically.
Don't prove me.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if you do that, I'm gonna undercut that, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna pay somebody $10 to prove to you that
There-
cake is not bread.
There,
Oh,
ow.
it's Jameson.
There is a podcast I listened to where they had an argument like this that was really fucking stupid, and this dude found a website called like hireajudge.com where you can literally hire
wow.
like
love
legal like lawyers and shit to be like an
Yeah.
arbitrator in anything, and they just like without telling anybody invited this like lawyer into the Discord. And they just showed up during the podcast and they just argued about whatever they argued about the previous week. I
See,
love
at
that
some
shit.
point though, it's whoever hires the better arguer. Like whoever pays more money is just going to win.
You just described our legal system.
Yeah.
I described our entire society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Punishment
when we
for something is
convert
a-
this to a ferret-based economy, that may change. I don't know. It hasn't been done. It's entirely possible.
I don't
I
know
feel
how
like
I
it
feel
would-
about a ferret-based economy.
I'm pivoting here. Pivot.
Okay.
Thank you, because
I
I
feel
was
like-
not going to stop, and I need to be
Ross,
stopped.
Ross was the worst
Thank
person
God.
in Friends. Pivot.
Chris, this was a call for help. Please pivot. I do not want to talk about ferrets and infinity anymore. Oh my God.
I think at some point, this is probably the group, because I know Grisham is not the greatest in the Marvel verse.
Neither am I.
I still want to. Are you not either?
No,
Ah,
I've
Oh,
seen.
then
Like,
it's
I mean,
me.
I think say it may just be maybe the two of us.
I
in the
will
chat. I don't know.
arbitrate.
Can we mute
Arbitrate.
Brian in the take? Can we mute him somehow?
No,
Okay.
I don't have that. I don't have that power.
no.
But I want to do
Only
I know we don't
God
wanna
and
do
his
the
infinite
draft.
decibels can ferret my sound. I don't know.
Do like a tier maker for MCU.
See, you brought it back to the damn fair.
I can't be stopped.
Um,
I'm sorry.
So I know we don't want to do drafts all the time.
Yeah.
But I really love the idea of doing a draft of Marvel superheroes and a draft of Marvel villains.
Marvel
And then
villains
letting
are so
people
lame,
vote.
Though.
Okay, hold on. I gotta bring it back. H-Man in chat put anarcho-ferretism. Okay, keep going.
Jesus.
Like Marvel villains are DC villains are so much better than Marvel villains, and that is a hill I will die on.
I just
Very
think
confident.
there's the challenge is, and maybe I'm just not as versed. There's just not as many options.
There's
in
not as
DC.
many good options.
Yeah,
You're
you're
I'm
gonna have
thinking
the
like
Joker. You're gonna have
Lego
Riddler. You're gonna
Lego
Oh, dude.
Batman.
Batman villains are the cream
Lego
of the
Joker.
crop to me. He has
Yeah.
so many like elite level villains. I've read
Speaking
so
of
much
which-
Batman, it wouldn't be fair.
before we run out of time, I
Okay.
recently finally
Do we run out of
saw.
time on this?
There we go about
Well,
an hour, 45 minutes
we
to an
usually
hour.
keep about an hour.
Okay.
I recently watched Flash, the most recent one.
It's not good.
The CGI was god awful.
Uh-huh.
And I don't understand unless they just had a significantly less budget than Marvel Studios, which is quite possible. This movie had the potential to be really, really good. I could not get past the CGI.
Okay. I don't think it's budget. I think it's time. I think they did so many reshoots since James Gunn and Peter
Brian's
Safran
chomping at
were
the bit over
announced.
here.
So I think they had to completely revamp everything. There were different cameos that were either filmed or scheduled before, the creative takeover of DC.
Mhm.
So the movie, I think, was kind of sabotaged from the beginning, and obviously the whole Ezra Miller being Ezra Miller situation
Yeah,
didn't help.
yeah. There's not going to be another one around. It's not with
I
him.
certainly hope not. Even outside of him, the movie was not good. I love the Flashpoint plot. For me, it is a top 5 favorite comic book plot.
Yeah.
And they destroyed it. And I was so mad because I wanted it to be better. Brian, did you do shoulders at the gym earlier? Because
I'm raising my hand and waiting for my turn to speak.
I know. I was going to acknowledge your turn unless you did shoulders, and then I was going to keep talking.
The floor recognizes Brian.
Thank you. A dramatic reading from H-Man 1500 in chat.
Okay.
She anarchy on my ferret until a societal collapse. You can continue.
What in the Mad Libs copy pasta did I just experience?
See, I like the drafts. I love the drafts. I want to keep doing them.
Well,
but
that's
I
why
didn't
I
expect to
texted
have a
you.
new fascination with a ferret-based economy, and boy, am I here. and this is quality content. This is the good stuff.
Oh, he said it. He said the thing.
I did.
He did. Shame.
Okay. Anything? I know you guys are in Marvel mode. Is there anything else Marvel or any other topics that we want to hit on today before we close? Because we can extend. We got like 10 minutes left.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, we can talk about shows. Like, yeah.
Do you also Star Wars, Brian or Jonesy?
Sometimes
I do, but I have not watched the most recent.
Come on, man.
I know. Problem. So here's the problem. When you have children, right?
Okay.
It's my way of like hanging out with my son, but the problem is I gotta wait on his ass. And I'm like, I could have already watched this thing 3 times now, if it wasn't for him.
Or you could tell him, "Hey, you're a child."
Or I could lie to my child.
Or I could be
tell him you're
a bad person.
We're gonna sit down and watch this.
I don't think that's how that works, John.
That's how it works for me.
As a former child, never once worked.
We watched MASH before we would go to bed every night when I was a kid. Which explains a lot about me as a person.
Hey,
but we'll move past that.
I finally watched.
You can make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've got a couple weekends open up now since there's no games, but yeah, maybe that could be the one that we binged hard the other day. Was Rings of Power.
I have never completed an Amazon show. I've only ever watched one. No, I've watched 2 seasons, start to finish. I watched Jack Ryan season 1, and I watched Reacher season 1. Reacher season 1 is damn good.
Both of those are good. I've watched both of those all the way. Jack Ryan's pretty good too.
So you haven't touched Ahsoka at all.
No.
You're still in like Mandalorian season 2 or like Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, all those. Yeah, exactly. Like I haven't started Ahsoka at all.
Ouch.
Yeah, but Rings. So the Rings of Power. I would. I've seen all the Mandalorians. Rings of Power. I would definitely recommend watching. Having said that, though, I have not looked up to see if there is going to be a season 2. I don't know how successful the show was.
You confused me for a second because I was like, wait, of course there is. It just started, but that's the Wheel of Time.
Yeah. Rings of Power is the one. It's the prequel.
So did you not do Wheel of Time?
Not yet. Is it good?
I have neither read nor watched, because it is one of the iconic fantasy book series. So I think it made a lot of people upset because it wasn't like line for line accurate.
Mhm.
But I mean, no adaptation ever is. So I don't know why people get upset about things like that.
But I also didn't like Witcher. I think I watched 1.5 episode and was like, this is dumb.
I have unfortunate news for you. The first season is the best season.
Yeah, I literally watched, I don't even know if I made it through a full episode.
You
I
need
was
to
like,
make
this is dumb.
the best fight scene of the first probably 2 seasons is at the end of the first episode. It's incredible.
Man, yeah, I honestly,
Did
I'll
you
go
play
ahead
the
and look.
games?
No.
Okay, and I mean, if you didn't play the games, you didn't watch the show. I assume you didn't read the books.
No.
I didn't read the book. I couldn't tell you the last time I read a novel. That is an adult confession.
I read a book
that I have.
recently, but it was not. It was more of a self-help type thing.
Okay.
Be gooder.
Be gooder. I've listened to a couple audiobooks and they were like Spanish textbooks because I'm trying to improve that. But I don't get joy out of sitting down and like reading. I just don't.
That's fair. Different people are wired different ways.
Yeah. My last wildly off topic thing of the podcast is a quick hitter. I think it says
if 3 ferrets head south from
I
Chicago.
swear to God,
3
if you
ferrets
say the
walk
word
into a
ferret.
bar.
Oh my God, I'm leaving.
I think it says a lot about you and your capacity to learn things as a person if you are unable to learn how to drive in a roundabout, because boy, do people around here not know how to drive in a roundabout.
That is really
I
random.
mean,
Did someone hurt you? Like what happened?
Are you good?
I feel like roundabouts are very easy, and people just stop and don't know how to drive in roundabouts, and it's annoying.
So I'll tell you, similar to that, what drives me absolutely nuts.
Hi,
is-
Mitchell, since no one else said
You don't
anything.
gotta like them. You can think they're dumb. It's just it's really easy.
Have you all seen that old YouTube video of the person who just fucking floors it?
It just jumps over the
roundabout.
middle of the roundabout.
We've all had that intrusive thought,
Yeah.
like right, like we're behind a truck with the ramp behind it, or
all the time.
that type of shit. Okay, just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
Wait, you go,
Mine
continue.
is when I'll try to describe this well so people can't watch on the stream. Okay, so you're at a light, you're going to take a left.
Yeah.
To go cross traffic.
Yeah.
Right. Car is coming, and they are taking a right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're both going to be going the same direction. I'm taking a left, they're taking a right. You go to kind of time it to where you're just going to pull behind them.
Yeah.
Right? They look at you and they like panic, like you're gonna run into them, and they just stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like let you go, and I'm like, no, idiot, you have the right of way. Just keep going. I'm gonna fall in behind you. That drives me nuts. Now I'm stuck in the middle of an intersection.
It is an uncomfortable nuance of the right of way that pisses me off 3 times a week.
There is
Because they have the right of way, but when you
Yeah.
enter the intersection, if someone is turning right in that same scenario, you have the right of way because you're in the intersection. You have to
Wait.
get out of the intersection.
You're saying in that scenario I have the right of way?
So I'm thinking of this
Oh, boy.
traffic light outside my house.
I'm just imagining a week
Where-
from now you two fist fighting at an intersection because you've wronged each other.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be passing John, and he's gonna be taking a right. I'm gonna be taking a left, and we're just gonna sit there.
You're gonna sit there, and I'm gonna emerge from the middle with 20,000 ferrets to save the day.
Stop.
smoke bombs.
It's gonna be that scene from the Umbrella Academy where we're both just like, what? But if there's cars going straight, so I live near Church Street in Murfreesboro for anyone who hates themselves. And if you turn
Ooh,
left,
doxing John.
yeah, I know, right? I mean, property ownership is public record, but I probably shouldn't have said that. If you're turning right, you have the right of way. If you're going straight, you have the right of way. But if you're turning left and you've begun the turn, I feel like you have gained the right of way because you need to get out of
No.
the intersection.
No,
That's not how it works.
just
That's how it works.
just because you fucked up doesn't mean you suddenly have the right of way.
I don't mean like you're cutting people off. I mean like there's plenty of space, there's plenty of time. You're in the Jonesy situation
Yeah.
of you've stopped waiting. There's enough time. I can go in front of this
Now,
car turning right.
What I will
But
say,
then the car turning
now,
right is like, "Ah!"
what I will say is if they're going into like a little side turning lane to turn right, and they have slowed down and have their blinker on, and I have time to go, I'm just gonna go. Like if if it's like Chris says, we are getting there at the same time, they just need to turn right so you can get in behind them.
I'm
And I'm
describing
gonna throw
your
another
situation,
really
Brian.
deep wrinkle. I'm gonna throw
Your
another
situation where they're going slowly and you have enough time.
I mean, if you have
Yeah,
enough
well,
time, just go. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
That's different. In this situation, they have like panicked and like stopped basically because they think I'm gonna hit them. But there's another deep wrinkle in this situation,
Okay.
which does allow us both to turn at the same time. No one does this though. So by traffic definition, this is some
Here
great
we
quality
go.
content.
Here we
right
go.
here.
Here we go. He said the thing.
If there are 2 lanes, technically the person taking a right is supposed to turn into the right lane,
Yep.
allowing
You're
me to
correct.
turn into the left lane. The problem is what happens is people take a wide turn, and when they're taking the right, they go all the way to the left lane, and that's technically not what they're supposed to do.
There is
So
an intersection in Hendersonville that is exactly what you're talking. That exact situation. As the car turning right, I always say fuck that, and I just stop and wait for them to go. Because let me tell you what happens at this specific intersection: is everyone turning left from going into the intersection from the light will turn left and immediately get in the right lane. So if
which
I
is
follow
wrong for them.
if I follow the rule, I'm getting sideswiped. So
Yeah.
I just don't do it.
So is that the type of thing where it's illegal and you could get pulled over for just that if the cop is a douche?
They're not
Or
going to pull you
type
over
of
for
thing,
that,
like,
but
we caught you doing
from
this,
an
and you're
insurance
not
standpoint, from an insurance standpoint, if there's cameras there and they see a scenario where you go all the way over, you're at fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically you're supposed to right turn, right lane, left turn, left lane.
Do people not know that? Because I know that and I just disregard it.
I don't think people do.
Okay.
Or they probably were. I mean, they had to know it at one point because it was when
on the
I was
driver's
taking a test. It was on the test exactly.
Yeah.
The
just
Tennessee
like which
driving
way to
test was
turn.
laughably easy.
Just like which way do you turn your tires when you're parked uphill versus downhill, all that kind of
You
stuff.
turn your tires so if you were to
You
back
turn
up,
it
you go
into
into the
the-
curb instead of into the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we learned a lot today. We learned about economies. We learned about ferrets.
Fuck you.
We more
Call of
importantly,
Duty,
we've learned
like
about
video
the
games,
concept of infinity and why Brian is always correct.
Cake
Damn.
is not bread.
I'm legitimately though.
just wanna trigger him so bad.
The next podcast will be just my ramblings. I'm just gonna write down every ferret infinity thought that comes to my mind, and I'm just gonna let you interpret, and then we'll go on from there.
By the way, do you know why they call it X?
Because he tried to call PayPal X, and he's super stoked on the letter X.
Now you know what they're setting up, right?
They're gonna do an
I'm-
everything app.
Yes, and it's going to
Yeah.
be about expressing yourself. It's going to be
Ugh.
called expression.
Ugh.
That's exactly what they're doing.
His
It's an
entire
all-encompassing
plan
app.
is to replicate. I
So
cannot.
they're
name-
making
They're-
making Tumblr.
No. There's an app in China that is basically this, where it's a social media, it's a bank, it's a this. It's everything
Wait,
in
so
one app.
For once, we're copying something in
And-
China, not
and
the opposite way.
Elon
Ooh,
is
got him.
100% trying to copy that.
That's a fresh take because
No, that's what it is.
basically there is a knockoff Twitter, there's a knockoff Facebook, there's a China has everything that's not.
Yeah.
That's their whole thing is they're like you develop it and then we'll just copy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, copyright.
So
law doesn't exist.
now we're copying. It's I don't remember the name of the app. I'll have to look it up. But they
The word you're
have
looking for is we've been inspired by them.
they have an app that is everything in one, and that is Elon is trying to create the everything app where it's PayPal, it's Twitter, it's whatever, it's this, it's that, it's store. It's
I
still
thought
Twitter.
I thought he was ousted from PayPal. Like he created
No, he
it,
was.
but he doesn't have
He
part
was,
of
but
it
he's
anymore.
it's the grand scheme of things, his grand plan. Like I've seen this
I
multiple
don't.
places. It's
He's.
what
I
I
don't know
think is
that he's
happening.
capable of grand plans.
I mean, he's capable of breaking my
I mean,
favorite
look,
platform.
I was gonna say
Delusions of grandeur.
let's give credit where credit. The dude's a freaking genius, and he's made some creative things and made a lot of money. I wish I was in his shoes.
If he can just give us $1
I don't
million,
agree with a
that'd
lot
be
of what he's
really
done with-
cool.
To our,
Yeah, I don't
point
agree with a
earlier,
lot of what
though,
he's done with Twitter, but
to our point earlier, he started with more and he got to infinity faster.
That guy has a lot of ferrets. A lot
Yeah,
of
Like,
ferrets.
I know some
His
people
hat-
that started with more than me, and they did not get to infinity. So,
His house smells awful. Just so many ferrets.
so many ferrets.
God, dude. All right. Well, we are at 1 hour and 5 minutes, so we will cut off here. Thank you for tuning in to Ferret Talk Radio. We will catch you next week. Bye.
Catchphrase.
Nice. You did the thing. I like that.